Okay, right. Hello, students. Hi to everyone. This is Murali, your maths mentor. I welcome everyone to this online class. So, in today's session, I'm going to discuss the problems which are based upon the concept of co-rotation. In the last two sessions, I have explained, I have derived different theorems based upon this concept. Now, in today's class, I'm going to utilize those theorems in solving out different problems of the co-rotation. Okay, children? So let us start the class. Okay. Now, before going to the problems, let me recall what are the theorem we have derived in the last session. Very simple. Very simple. Now here this is an organic plane, and this is my imaginary axis. This is my real axis, right? Now here, let us suppose I have taken three complex number. Let us say A is complex number denoted with Z1, and B is a complex number with the Z2, and C is a complex number with the Z3, right? Okay, right? And now I can consider that this is a vector, right? Now here, let's suppose theta is a angle between these two vectors BA and BC bar. Okay. Now here, what I do is here a Z1, Z2, Z3 and theta. Theta is the angle between these vectors BA and BC. Now, by using the Courtney rotation theorem, I can connect all these terms. Now I'm going to connect. Already I explained how you connect three complex numbers of theta. Now here BA is rotated in anti-clockwise direction with an angle theta to reach BC. Here BA is rotating about point B. So B is called pivotal point. Pivotal is nothing but about which we are rotating the ray. Or like the same one. Okay. Here BA is rotated anti-clockwise direction with an angle theta about which to reach BC. Okay. Now here let's see how I'm going to connect all these terms Z1, Z2, Z3. Right. Now here already I said yesterday how to write the final position is what final position is CB. Nothing but Z3 minus Z2 upon initial position AB. Z1 minus Z2, that is equal to its modulus. Modulus of Z3 minus Z2 upon mod Z1 minus Z2 into e power iota theta. So this is a relation. This is a relation which is connecting all Z1, Z2, Z3 and theta. Is it clear? Now I am using this information in solving different sums. I hope it is clear. Now here remember, here Z, this is a complex number. This is a complex number whose argument is theta, and this is its modulus. Okay. Now let's see how I am using this one in solving all the different problems. Okay. That is our objective in this session. Now let us take a problem. Now here is a problem. Let ABC is equilateral triangle with Z1 and circumcenter is at Z2. Okay. What is saying that? What is saying that information ABC is an equilateral triangle where A is Z1 and circumcenter is Z2. If the triangle is oriented in anti-clockwise sense, find the vertex B. The triangle is oriented in anti-clockwise direction. So triangle ABC is oriented in anti-clockwise direction. You know, clockwise direction. This is clockwise direction and this is anti-clockwise direction. Right? Right. Now this is A, whose vertex is whose A is a point whose complex number is Z1 and B Z2. Okay, and C somewhere Z3. Right? Now here given S is a complex, S is a circumcenter. Whose complex number is Z2? Okay, S is a complex number. S is called circumcenter whose complex number is Z. Right, this is information. Once again, ABC is an equilateral triangle is oriented in anti-clockwise direction. S is a circumcenter whose complex number is Z2. A is a vertex, A is one of the vertices of the equal triangle whose complex number is Z1. I had to find out B. This one, okay? Let us say this is Z. I have to find the Z, that is my objective, right? Now here, when information is given, circumcenter, as you know, this angle, what is the angle here? 60 being an equal triangle. We had a theorem, we had a theorem we learned in the school level. The angle subtended by arc of a circle at this center is twice to the angle made safer at a point on the remaining part of the circle. If this is 60 degrees, this is 2 pi by 3. 2 pi by 3. This whole angle is 2 pi by 3. This whole angle is 2 pi by 3. Is it clear? Now this is Z2. Right? Now here what I am doing is this I am rotating anti-clockwise direction. Now here SAB. Okay, this is I will take it as some center. Now here SAB is a triangle. Z1 is A is a point whose complex number is Z1, B is a point Z3, S is a point whose complex number is Z2. Now let's see how I am going to connect Z1, Z3 and S and theta. Theta is angle between them. So according to my Coulomb rotation concept, now here this is anti-clockwise direction. I am taking in anti-clockwise direction. Okay. Now here nothing but here SA is rotated about S to reach B with an angle 2 pi by 3. Okay. So according to Coulomb rotation, what is the final position? Final position. This is the final position. Nothing but Z3 minus Z2 upon, this is final and initial, Z1 minus Z2 is equal to its length mod Z3 minus Z2 upon mod Z1 minus Z2 into e power theta. How much you are getting? 2 pi by e power iota 2 pi. Now here, what is Z1 minus Z2? What does it mean? Distance between the complex numbers Z1 and Z2. And we know this is what circumcenter and this is circumradius. Circumcenter is equidistant from all three vertices of the triangle. So here SA and SB are circumradii. Nothing but here SCA is equal to SB. Nothing but mod Z1 minus Z2, this length and this length are same. Nothing but Z1 minus Z2, this distance is equal to mod Z3 minus Z2, this distance. Nothing but SA is equal to SB. Nothing but I can say that modulus Z3 minus Z2 is equal to mod Z1 minus Z2. Nothing but these are equivalent. I can cancel out. Now what is left? Now let's see Z3 minus Z2. Okay, here I am doing. So Z3 minus Z2 upon Z1 minus Z2 is equal to e power iota 2 pi by 3. What is the 2 pi by 3? Nothing but 120 degrees. 120 degrees, nothing but cos 120 plus iota sine 120. Nothing but, so Z3 minus Z2 upon Z1 minus Z2 is equal to, this is cos 120, it is minus half plus iota root 3 by 2, so this is omega, complex cube root of unity. So therefore Z3 minus Z2 is equal to omega into Z1 minus Z2, children. Now here I want to find Z3, that is B. Now write subject to Z3. Okay, write subject to Z3. So here I have Z3 is equal to, okay, now omega Z1 minus Z2 plus Z2. So therefore Z3 is equal to, take Z1 common, you get 1 plus omega and minus omega Z2. So this is my complex number Z3. Okay. So Z3 is equal to Z1 into 1 plus omega minus omega Z2. That is my complex number. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, right. Oh, I hope it is clear. Now let's go for the next problem. Right. Okay. Now I hope it is clear. But now I'm going to run this one. Yes. Now let us say the second problem. The problem is here. The complex numbers Z1, Z2, Z3 are the vertices of an right isosceles triangle at C. What is saying that A is Z1. Okay, I am writing here. A Z1, B Z2, C Z3 are the vertices of right isosceles triangle at C. Okay, we are saying these are the vertices of right isosceles triangle at C. This is C, whose complex number is Z3, and this is A Z1, and this is B Z2. He is saying that it is right isosceles triangle at C, but these two are equal in length. Nothing but distance between these two complex numbers is equal to distance between these two complex numbers. This is the information is given, and what is asking, show that what I have to do. We were asked to prove what is Z1 minus Z2 whole square. We were asked to prove Z1 minus Z2 whole square is equal to 2 times of Z1 minus Z3, 2 times of Z1 minus Z3 into Z3 minus Z2. So we were asked to prove that this result, right? What the information is available? ABC is a right isosceles triangle at vertex C. That's the only information. Okay, now again I use my Coni rotation concept. Only one option is available. Now here, let's suppose this angle is 90. I am taking in the anti-clockwise direction. The reason behind that, I can take the positive theta. So here, nothing but this is rotated an angle 90. Nothing but CA is rotated 90 degrees about C to get CB. Now here this C is called pivotal point, about which we are rotating this one, right? So here CA is rotating about C an angle 90 degrees to get CB. Now according to Coni rotation, now we know how to connect the Z1, Z2, Z3 and angle between them. So here what the final position? Final is this, I am rotating this way. This is my final position. What is the final position? Z2 minus Z3. So Z2 minus Z3 upon initial position Z1 minus Z3 is equal to their modulus mod Z2 minus Z3 upon mod Z1 minus Z3 into e power iota theta. We have rotated 90 degrees. Now again here Z2 minus Z3 is nothing but what, children? Distance between these two complex numbers. Z1 minus Z3 distance between these two complex numbers, being it is an isosceles triangle, this and this are equal in length, nothing but these two again cancel out, and e power 90, that you know cos 90 plus I sin 90. So therefore what I am going to get here is Z2 minus Z3 upon Z1 minus Z3 is equal to cos 90 plus iota sin 90. So I get 1. Cos 90 is 0, right? Plus iota sin 90. Sin 90 is 1, cross multiplication. Okay, so what I'll get here? So Z1 minus Z3 is equal to iota into Z1 minus Z3. Right? Now go for the squaring on both sides. The squaring on both sides, nothing but Z1 minus Z3. So Z1 minus Z3 whole square is equal to, this is iota square minus 1. So minus 1 of Z1 minus Z3 whole square. Let us expand this. Z1 square plus Z3 square minus 2 times of Z1 Z3, that is equal to minus 1 times of minus squaring on, okay, minus 1 times of minus of, that is Z1 square plus Z3 square minus 2 Z1 Z3. Is it clear? Z1 Z3. Now what I'll do? Now here my job is what? I not guess this is Z1, Z2. So write all Z1, Z2 terms one side. Okay, rearranging. So where is Z1, Z2? So here Z1 square. Sorry, any mistake I made here. Z1, Z2. Sorry, here is a mistake. Z2 minus Z3. Z2 minus Z3. This is Z2 minus Z3, right? Okay. And this is Z2 square. And this is Z2, Z3. Right. Now write all the terms which are containing Z1 and Z2. So here is Z2, this is Z1. So bring this side. So what I get there? Z1 square plus Z2 square. And write remaining terms the other side. That is equal to what I'll get there? Z3 square. So nothing but I'll get minus 2 times of Z3 square plus 2 times of Z2 Z3 and minus plus 2 times of Z1 Z3. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now here actually why I am going to, what is the reason behind that? Because I need to get Z1 Z2 whole square. I have Z1 square, Z2 square. Now what is the shortage here? I need minus 2 times of Z1 Z2. So subtract 2 times of Z1 Z2 on either side. Okay. So after subtraction, what we get here? Z1, I can directly Z1 minus Z2 whole square, because after subtracting Z2 times of Z1 Z2. So there, what we get there? 2 times of Z2 Z3 minus 2 Z3 square plus 2 Z1 Z3. Now minus 2 times of Z1 and Z3. Sorry, 2 times of Z2 and Z3. Now you can take the factors. Okay. Now here I can take factors. 2 is a common I can get. Okay. 2 I can common, right? And from these 2 I can take Z3 common, and from these 2 I can take Z3. So after taking the common, I am going to get 2 times of Z1 minus Z3 into Z3 minus Z2. Okay, that is the result. I hope you understand this. Very simple. This is the final position, initial position. Take the apply the Pony rotation, and this is cancellation, and e power 19 is iota cos theta plus I sin theta. Cross multiplication squaring on both sides, right? And write Z1 Z2 terms one side and the other terms other side. Okay, Z1 square Z2 square. But here I need to get Z1 minus Z2 whole square, nothing but here I need one more term, minus 2 times of Z1 Z2. Subtract 2 times of Z1 Z2 on either side. Okay, this is this one, and all this factorize, I get the answer. Okay, right, 1 minute. Okay, okay now. Okay, now here another small correction. I think this is Z2 Z2. Yes, yes, yeah, right. Okay now. So this is a problem, right? Now please copy this one. Now I am going to discuss the another problem, another simple problem. Okay? Can I this? Yeah. Calculation. Remember calculation. You have to take care at most the calculation part. Okay. Now let us take the other problem. Z1, Z2, Z3 are the vertices of equilateral triangle with the centroid Z0. Okay. Now here, this is point A whose complex number is Z1, point B whose complex number is Z2, this is point C whose complex number is Z3, and it is given ABC is equilateral triangle with centroid is at Z0. Centroid is at Z0. Okay. Now we were asked to prove is what to prove. Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square. Z3 square is equal to 3 times of Z0. 3 times of Z0 square. Okay. So we were asked to prove this particular result. See, as you know, yesterday one theorem we have applied. What is the theorem? I mean, not applied. We have seen one theorem. If Z1, Z2, Z3 are the vertices of equilateral triangle, then I can write z1 square plus z2 square plus z3 square. This is the result I can utilize is equal to z1 square plus z2 square plus z3 square is equal to z1 z2 plus z2 z3 plus z3 z1. This is the result. We have proved yesterday. Now let's see how this is I'm going to utilize this. Now here what is information? Z0 is a what you call centroid of the equilateral triangle. You know Z0 centroid. You know, centroid is equal to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 by 3 cross multiplication. So Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to 3 times of Z0. 3 times of Z0. Now let us go for the squaring on both sides. Because I have to get this one Z1 square, Z2 square, Z3 square. Okay. Now if you do the squaring on both sides, what are you going to get? What are you going to get? Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square. Nothing but okay. Summation of okay. I'll write that one. I'll expand. So Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square plus 2 times of Z1 Z2 Z1 Z2 Z2 Z3 okay Z1 Z2 plus Z2 Z3 plus Z3 Z1 is equal to 3 times of this is nothing 9 Z0 square. But what is this result? This result is 1 2 3. So already 2 is there. 2 times of Z1 square Z2 and one more nothing but 3 times of Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square is equal to 9 times of Z0 square. Cancellation. So therefore 3 times. So therefore my result is Z1 square plus Z2 square Z3 square is equal to 3 times of Z0 square. Okay. So in this proof I am using this information already. I have explained about this result. Okay. Right? It's a very important result. Whenever Z1, Z2, Z3 are the vertices of equilateral triangle, I can utilize Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square is equal to Z1, Z2, Z2, Z3 plus Z3 Z2. Okay. Now I got it. Okay. Right. Now let's move to the other question. Right. Now let's take the other question. The other question is prove that what is saying that Z1, Z2 and the origin forms a isosceles triangle with the vertical angle 2 pi. Oh, what is information? What is the information here? Z1, Z2 and origin forms an isosceles triangle with vertical angle 2 pi. So this is A Z1 and this is B Z2 and this is origin. O vertical angle is 2 pi by 3. Z1 Z2 O forms an isosceles triangle with vertical angle 2 pi by 3. Show that we were asked to prove Z1 square plus Z2 square Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z1 Z2 is equal to 0. So we were asked to this particular result. Now see again here. Okay, if you consider O is a pivotal point, so here OA is rotated about O with an angle 2 pi by 3 in anti-clockwise direction to reach OB. Again it is a application of Coni rotation. As per Coni rotation, OA is here I am taking O is a pivotal point and OA is rotated about O with an angle 2 pi by 3 in the anti-clockwise direction to get OB. As per the Coni rotation, the final position is this one Z2 minus Z0, that is origin, okay, origin minus initial position is what? This is final. Z2 minus 0 is the final position. Initial is Z1 minus 0. Z1 minus 0 is equal to its modulus, the distance of Z from origin, that is mod Z2 and this is mod Z1 into e power iota 2 pi by 3. So this is what you're going to get and this is Z2 upon Z1, and he's saying it is isosceles triangle. This is vertical angle, right? So this length and this length are equal. Modulus of Z1 and Z2 are same, nothing but these two are cancelled, being it is isosceles triangle. So Z1 plus Z2 is equal to, this is e power iota 2 pi, whether it is cos 120 plus iota sin 120. This is Z2 by Z1 is equal to, this is minus 1 by 2 plus iota root 3 by 2. Okay. Now here I want to get Z1 square, Z2 square. So what I'll do, I'll go with the squaring on both sides. Okay, you do it. Before going to squaring on both sides, you shift this minus 1 by 2 to the left hand side. So in that case, my calculation would become easy. Okay. So nothing but here Z2 by Z1 plus 1 by 2 is equal to iota root 3 by 2. Now by 2. So go for squaring on the both sides and you'll get this. So a square, I think Z2 square by Z1 square, a square plus b square 1 by 4 plus 2 times of the product. So 2 times of the product is nothing but Z2 by Z1, that is equal to minus 3 by 4, that is equal to minus 3 by 4. Now this minus 3 by 4 you club with 1 by 4, so I think you get 1. So what are you going to get? Z2 square by Z1 square plus Z2 by Z1 plus 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. 1/4, 3/4 put together 1 is equal to 0, and the LCM is Z1 square. So what I'm going to get? Z2 square, sorry, LCM is Z1 square. So LCM is Z1 square, right? Z2 square. Now here Z1, Z2 plus Z1 square is equal to 0, cross multiplication, and this is the final result. What we required, Z1 square plus Z2 square, Z2 square plus Z1 Z2 is equal to 0. This is the final result what we are going to prove. Again, even this one also added by using a conic rotation concept. Okay, so this is the main advantage of this conic rotation concept. Okay, right. I hope I understand this one. Right now, okay, students. So thank you for listening different problems of conic rotation concept, and in the next class we will come up with a different concept. Okay, so until then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you.